What I learned about her is that she had just a really, really great story. Good morning, my name is Greyson Goody. I work for the Simon Law Group here in Hermosa Beach, California. We are primarily a trial and litigation firm. We try approximately 20 to 30 cases every year, and we take mostly spine injury cases, wrongful deaths, and traumatic brain injuries. So I became involved in Mrs. K's case very early on. She was exiting an elevator in her apartment complex, and a fire door next to the elevator inexplicably shut and hit her, which eventually caused all of her injuries. There were a lot of obstacles in this case. First and foremost, finding out how this incident happened. These elevator cases, multiple companies touched them. Somebody installed it. You have this apartment complex that's going to point fingers at people. Everybody's going to point fingers, and it's going to be tough to really nail down who caused this. And that was a problem that really lingered throughout litigation. What I had found out in discovery through our expert is that these types of things happen, and there are regulations related to closing of fire doors, like how fast they're supposed to close, with how much pressure they're supposed to close with. Now, when he inspected the fire door, he said that had somebody's arm been in there or had a baby been in there, they could have been killed, or an arm could have been cut off. That's how fast and how hard it closed. Another obstacle in the case, I think, was just trying to argue the traumatic brain injury issue. She had all the imaging studies in the world. She had MRIs, 3T MRIs, and nothing showed an objective injury to her brain. In speaking with DK Global, they came up with some kind of storyboards about what types of animations they wanted to use with respect to the obstacles that I was going to face in my case. How Mrs. K was injured is called a coup contre coup impact on the brain. With that, the brain shakes in the head. That led into the second layer, which was the L4 fracture. And then it led into the kyphoplasty procedure. The animation of the kyphoplasty gives you perspective about how serious of a surgery it is. Third animation was a 3-level cervical surgery. It was a fusion disc replacement combo. And all those animations were super helpful in allowing us to show, first of all, the defense attorneys what type of case this was. And then second of all, if the case had gone to trial, we would have been able to show the jury what type of injuries were sustained and really the depth of the medical treatment that she had underwent. I initially thought that I would just use the animations at trial. Our treating surgeon said that he couldn't make trial, he doesn't testify at trial. So we brought those animations into his deposition, and he laid the foundation for them, said that they were perfect, they were accurate, that they would help the jury understand these surgeries. And I knew then that the animations were going to be really impactful. They really saw that we were serious about this case, that the injuries were serious, that the medical care that she had and needs in the future are very extensive. So I think that helped buttress our arguments and lead the case to a settlement really just right before trial. Working with DK Global was just an absolute blessing. All I had to do was say, hey, this is what I want. I want an animation of X, Y, and Z. Here's what happened. Here's the testimony. Here are the operative reports. And I just really sent that stuff off, and DK Global, they're able to create these things and create these storyboards and make them so accurate so that when they get sent back to me, there are little, if any, changes that need to be made. If you're even thinking about working with DK Global or to get animations, to get illustrations, whatever it is, if you're thinking about it, just do it. Because if you get these animations or illustrations, it helps you connect with the jury. It helps you keep the jury active. They remember things visually. They may not remember what people say on the stand, but they remember things visually. And if you can put it in a demonstrative that you can show the jury 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, they'll remember your side of the case, and it helps you connect with them and tell them what you ultimately want them to hear, which is the truth.